Limbo of the Lost, the greatest bad game.
A few weeks ago, a game called Hunt Down the Freeman was released. To put it bluntly,
Hello, Forsen. I am African Prince and here to tell you about how to make money on the internet. Wow. Please watch my video. You will be internet prince yourself.
Internet prince yourself. I have a better method of making money on the internet. Streaming.
length videos talking about how
check
bad
your shit,
it
1
is.
second.
On top of that,
We saw this game, it had horrible reviews on Twitch.
it was using assets
Oh, sorry, on Steam.
to be stolen from other games and mods. I saw some people calling this the biggest scam in gaming, but I remembered a story very similar to this one.
The biggest scam in gaming. Oh my god, these guys don't know. These guys don't actually fucking know.
And not too long ago, actually. Imagine a game that stole at least 10 times as much stuff but got a physical release. Well, it's here. It's actually right here on my desk. Highly enjoyable. I was immersed within the
Why is
first
he
3
wearing
minutes.
gloves?
I've never heard of any of these websites, but I do agree that it is a highly enjoyable game. As you can tell from the title, this isn't just going to be a review this time. It's going to be a little different. So in the spirit of Hunt Down the Freeman, I'd like to share a game that's so bad it's good, but also so much more. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get started.
Oh, 42 minutes, fuck off. I'm watching 42 minutes of this shit.
Arak doesn't tell you about your backstory or why you're there, but he tells you to stay away from the dark ones. Well, I guess he tells the main character Briggs, because you, the player, are a character.
Yes, look! They're on the other side!
Whoa. Wow.
When you finally get to playing, it seems like any time.
Hello, Forsen. I am African Prince and here to tell you about how to make money on the internet. Wow. Please watch my video. You will be internet prince yourself.
Yeah, I got it the first time, sir. I'll check it.
The Lost is entirely in 2D, which is awkward. At best, the Briggs model just seems out of place compared to everything else. At its worst, the game just doesn't know how to handle him. A lot of the backgrounds look jagged and awful, and in theory, this could be fixed with anti-aliasing. I tried setting it up to maximum, and as far as I can tell, it doesn't do anything. Oh right, like I just said, this is a 2D game, so that's a screenshot. Why have the option? That is incredible. Sometimes character sprites will double over each other in different positions. The art style can change every other room. Basically, the visuals are a mess on a technical and artistic level. Some people play adventure games to explore aesthetically pleasing worlds, and this isn't one of those.
At least it has voice acting, right?
Half freak show and half scavenger hunt. For example, the first room you're in, stolen from Return to Castle Wolfenstein. The entire beginning of the game is. I'm not going to show all of it because it would take forever. Just seeing what's stolen is fun, but there's so much more. For example, here's going up a set of stairs. That's never explained, it just happens. That's the story for this game. Things happen.
Who are you? Oh, faggot's the name, and cooking's my game.
That's not a joke. The character's name is Cranny Faggot, and we're still in the prologue.
Go away. Black Hawk trust no one. Black Hawk only trust birds.
I hope you can understand why this is beyond the regular video format. This is going to be a house tour / history lesson of an insane asylum. I'm not going to show all the good parts, but I'm going to break some things down, show some stolen stuff, and show how it doesn't work. If you've seen some of my other videos, you'll know that I'm no stranger to sound issues in games. However, Limbo the Lost has a unique one that I haven't seen anywhere else. There are no audio options, not even volume control. Fair enough. I can just lower it in the volume mixer. This works for a little bit. Whoa, what happened? The sound level just jumped back up. Whenever you change a room, your volume spikes back up to your default. I've never seen something like this. I can only guess it's running some kind of check every time it loads a new room and then sets your audio up. Shh. Grunger. The big technical issue is that the game is prone to crashing. It seems to be random, but right here, I can swear that Briggs crashes the game. Well, there's your port report, PC Master Race. Luckily, you can load from the splash screen. Or anywhere else in the game.
This is fucking
The
terrible,
conversation is
dude.
going too
I'm
long and worry
gonna
about
get a
crashing,
headache
you
from
just
this shit.
Pause the game.
Not
and
even to
save in
mention
middle
the
of it.
TOS stuff.
So the crashing isn't as big of a deal.
But it looks like a funny game. A good little game, probably. I'm not gonna watch 42 minutes of that shit. Flux, Dark Stream, whatever, 3 years, man. Feels good, man. Thank you, thank you. Poggy Bait, Sealers, Harassmenters, Telebell, F Truth, Ellender, Frodo Senpai, Dog One, and Mr. Diehard. Mickey and Loki with gifted sub. Thank you, thank you. Schmeichel on his tree. What is this shit?
Welcome to Uganda.
Divine smile on you, friend.
7-year anniversary.
Don't.
Don't do that.
You know that there's no.
Skyrim is a beautiful game. Exactly 7 years ago, to this day, I loaded it for the first time and explored the lands with the greatest character I've ever made. Oddgrub the Basher. Oh, I loved that man. He and I, we have so many good memories together. With him, I beat the guilds. He beat the guards. He beat innocent people. And it was with him that I mastered something that makes the game ridiculously easy. Last month, I talked about games with scaling levels, mentioning Skyrim in particular. The enemies in this game will try to match your level so that the game forever remains a challenge. But there's something that I discovered with Oddgrub that made him more powerful than the game could have prepared for. It's all too easy to focus on the cool stuff, like leveling up your armor and mastering the blade. So much so, in fact, that you may fail to dabble with stuff like smithing, or enchanting, or alchemy. After all, who wants to crush plants when you could instead be doing this?
But this land is ours, and we'll see it white.
Okay, focus, Oddgrub. For these 3 skills hold a secret. A terrible secret. A terribly brilliant secret. For master these 3 and they will make you a god. I'm going to show you how Oddgrub did it back in 2011. I mean, don't ask me how he thought it up. It's not like he's the smartest soul in Skyrim. Meet my new character, imaginatively known as Oddgrub II. He has just spent countless hours grinding smithing, alchemy and enchanting, and they're all, finally, maxed out at level 100. First, I needed a full set of armor. Did you know that with a high enough smithing skill, you can make any set of armor the maximum armor value? This means that even boring old hide armor can get just as good as legendary heavy dragon plate armor. But hide doesn't look very bling. So I first set about getting a full set of heavy dragon armor, just like Oddgrub had all those years ago. For this I needed dragon parts. Now this should have been easy, since Skyrim is littered everywhere.
Sure, he's just saying some bug abuse.
Cheap tricks. Whereas I want people to see him in combat and to be literally blown away. And figuratively. Time to make that bling set of armor.
Why is this
back from
interesting?
Lydia.
It's just maxing out smithing and making an armor.
Then, using these, Oddgrub crafted himself a full set of dragon plate armor. And it made him look absolutely fabulous. And then he set out to make it even better. How? I'm glad you asked. You see, with 100 smithing, you can
didn't.
improve the armor, but you can get even better at smithing if you first enchant clothing with Fortify Smithing Magic. But you can also enchant clothing to make you better at alchemy, and then you can wear those as you use alchemy to make even better potions to improve your smithing even further. You then equip the clothing and drink these potions and then smith items up to a godly level. Of course, this is simplifying things a bit because you can also make potions to make you better at enchanting, and then use those to enchant your clothing that makes you better at alchemy, creating an infinite loop, improving your abilities to oblivion and beyond, thus ending back in Skyrim again. And that's exactly what Ogreb did. He then headed over to his smithing station, donned his clothes of improved smithing, downed his potion of improved smithing, then quickly worked on improving as many items of armor as he could before the potions wore off. He even had time to do it with his weapons as well. Doing all this upped his armor rating to a stonking great 963, which is well beyond Skyrim's maximum armor level. And his weapons now also dealt triple the amount of damage that they would have previously. As you can imagine, Ogreb II is now truly formidable, his stats unrivaled. But not so fast. Before we test out how great he is, there's one more step that we...
Not even playing on legendary difficulty. Pussy!
This may actually be a good time to explain why Ogreb the Basher, despite his name, chooses to wield a one-handed sword as opposed to, say, an axe or a massive great warhammer. It's simple, really. For when it comes to beating people off, size isn't everything. People make the mistake of grabbing the shaft of the largest weapon they can find, thinking that using two hands is better than one.
Of course,
but they're mistaken. I have found
Unless you're
that
a
with enough
bitch.
practicing technique, grasping your sword with just one hand can yield better results. Especially if you can still finish the enemy in one thrust. Keeping one hand free, you remain
Rick
nimble,
Friend's house of
dodging
like
enemy
watching
blows
this
and opening
fucking
up cracks in
vegetable
their defense,
react to your
catching them
YouTube
with their
vids on my
pants
blog.
down and letting you slide your sword right in where they least expect it. They never see it coming. Now to enchant Ogreb's weapons and armor. Each item can improve Ogreb in one way, be it more health, strength, or so on. This alone is useful. But if you unlock this skill, each item can improve Ogreb in two ways. Use this on all his armor and weapons and he will become an unstoppable killing machine.
Turtles.
And that's exactly what he
I
did,
stand for
all
1 year.
under the influence of his
Finally,
potent,
Forsen
improve
badge. Finally,
enchanting
man.
potions.
Seke with the 1
Choosing
year.
enchantments
Forsen.
isn't an exact
Journey
science.
badges, boys.
He
Thank you.
chose to prioritize attack strength, followed by making him stronger or more resistant to shock spells. Ogreb's had one too many bad experiences with conjurers.
Motherfucker,
This
I have
enchanting
problems
stage
with
alone must have
fucking
doubled or
shock spell
tripled Ogreb's
conjurers.
power. As for enchanting his weapons, Ogreb was spoilt for choice. He could choose to absorb his enemy's health, or to set them on fire, or to paralyze them, or make them fear him and run away, or to paralyze them and make them fear him and try to run away.
Iron Fury just
Or you could
released
just
on
steal their
Steam.
soul.
Yeah, but
There was
there's
something
another
Ogreb
game
liked
that
about
just
it,
released
absorbing
as
just
well that
one
I
point of
want to
health,
try.
like the ultimate humiliation just before their doom. Plus the enchantment gave the weapon a really pretty red glow. But ultimately,
Seems like a
1
good
point
game.
of damage was a waste of an enchantment. He also toyed with
Music
paralysing
supplied
them
on stream.
and making
Good
them
song.
fear him at the same time.
I don't
It
doubt it.
didn't always
Actually, I
work,
do.
but when it did, they'd hilariously flop to the
Nevertheless, I
ground
don't
screaming.
think I'll play it.
It also seemed to break
No
the
song
unkillable
requests,
characters,
please.
who would either remain on the floor or who would just stand there with a silly look on their face for the duration of the effect.
Alright. Interesting. Romp E hold on his stream says, since you liked the new Wolfenstein, here's another person who liked it a lot. I did not like the new Wolfenstein at all, but I guess that's the point. Made better by making it multiplayer. These are all games that he thinks are fucking terrible because of the multiplayer or co-op.
Focused, and I don't have any fingers on my hand because it's a featureless white circle. Kind of surprised it took you this long to notice. Set 20 years after the noted.
Yeah, this is actually one of the worst games I played. Holy fuck, it was so bad. And the ratings. Wait, was it the official non-user ratings that were good for this game, or were they bad? I don't remember. I think that IGN gave it 6.5. Okay, not good. Polygon 10 out of 10. Yeah, I don't fucking know. It was terrible either way. It was one of the worst things releasing this year from a decent company.